In this video I want to show you what my treadmill does, how it does it, and some pros and cons about it. What you need to know, the treadmill is a manual one, so no motor and it only moves if I move. And under this pink box is a cheap gaming mouse, and the mouse emulates a controller via a program called Rewarst. This box is connected to my hip with some cable, and if I rotate my hips, the box rotates too. I will show you what that means, and this dinosaur resembles our character. So if I move without turning, my character moves in a relatively straight line. So if I turn, this thing converts my forwards movement in real life into a sideways movement in-game. And that is giving me the ability to strafe left and right without using my left stick. In the end, you're using a combination of the right stick, head-oriented movement, and walking on the treadmill. For rotating the character, you sadly still need the right stick. If you have an idea on how to change this, feel free to leave it in the comments. But why did I even build this? What was the problem? SteamVR only accepts one input per joystick at a time, so it's not possible to walk on the treadmill and use the joystick simultaneously. Sideways walking is therefore not possible on the original Marathon, and it's only possible on a very limited extent on commercial treadmills either. On most treadmills, strafing is tied to a gesture like this one. Fluid movement is impossible with this. You also have to constantly resist the urge to strike a ballet pose. For me personally, strafing and moving sideways adds more to the immersion than being able to rotate without the stick. For example, if I switch cover, I would do it like this, and absolutely not like that. You could use the hand-oriented movement, but that doesn't really feel natural. Now let's talk about some pros and cons about this thing. And we start where it really sucks. Fast melee games like Asgard's Wrath 1. There I'm just not fast enough to dodge everything, turn my hips, use the stick and do everything in the right moment. I basically just stop on the treadmill and start using the sticks the whole time. On the other hand, melee games like Skyrim or Blade and Sorcery, which have a slower pace, there's no problem to use the treadmill the whole time. But even with my Olympic physique, if competitive eating was Olympic, I'm not able to manage high-paced games. So this could be a me problem and will be just fine for you. The other thing is, it makes games more difficult in general. For example, it's relatively easy to aim while moving if you're just using the sticks. But now you're physically walking, so everything is shaky and yeah, just a bit more difficult. And one more thing on the con side, the software Rewarst, which make this thing work, oftentimes got recognized by games as a cheating software. So it's possible you get banned if you use this for online gaming. And the last point is the learning curve. You have to invest some hours to really get used to this thing. And this brings us to the pros, where this thing really shines. If you have invested the time, this thing starts to feel natural and you can suddenly use it without thinking about what you're doing. On this point, immersion really starts to crank up. It gives you just a badass feeling in every milsim and makes melee combat way more intense. Another really hard pro is the price. For the whole setup, I paid less than 120 bucks. I got a used treadmill, got Rewarst when it was on sale, and most of the other stuff was just lying around in my basement. So even if you have to pay someone else to print it in 3D for you and you have to buy all the wood and the treadmill, I think you can get this thing for under 200 bucks. This setup is more like a more physical controller than a treadmill like in Ready Player One. But in my honest opinion, commercial ones aren't any better at this point. This thing is cheap, a lot of fun, and if you love DIY project, then this is perfect for you. In the description you will find a link to the free 3D files. You will also find links to the original video of Beek, who has the initial idea for this whole thing, and to my very small Discord server. So if you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up, if not thumbs down, but let me know in the comments why, so I can improve. And if you want to see more DIY treadmill or VR stuff, just follow me. I'm the Grumpy Old Dumpling. I thank you for your time, I wish you a wonderful week and goodbye.